Mhm. Ayan, we are live. We are live. We are live. So, hey, hello everyone. Hello, hello. We are live. So earlier I wasn't able to go live because we were celebrating Father's Day, of course, with our greatest daddy in the world. And I want to greet all the dads in the world out there. Happy Father's Day. Enjoy your day. Commander Vlogs. Hey, I'm here listening only. That's all right. Thank you so much, Commander Vlogs. Thank you for hopping on. So tonight we are going to answer questions. If you guys have any questions about travel update and stuff, I know that we have requests on LDR discussion part 2. We will schedule that hopefully next Sunday. But today, usually I do my live on travel update questions, recap, and all that in the morning. But like I mentioned earlier, we were celebrating Father's Day in the morning. So I wasn't able to come on live. So tonight, I'm going to answer questions. If you guys have questions with regards to travel update, immigration, and stuff like that. So just comment or type your questions in the chat box of this live and we will answer them one by one. So hello Vicente Tay, Pinoy ang puso, good evening. Muni muna, happy Dad's Day, yes. Rachel Sanuntay, hello, good evening. Good evening from the Philippines and good morning sa mga stateside. So we will wait on others to hop on and we will start answering questions. So we got quite a few. We will start answering questions. So from Pinoy ang puso, hi po ma'am, mag-o-open po kaya this year for tourists? To be honest, I don't really see the Philippines opening for foreign tourists this year. I might be wrong because they have a goal on vaccination rollout and stuff. I think what they are doing is they really wanted to reach the community herd over here, that probably 60-70% of the population has been vaccinated, which right now we are only at what, 5%. So I'm not seeing the foreign tourist opening this year, but I might be wrong. So IATF might surprise us tomorrow or next week that boom, foreign tourist is already open. So nobody really knows when the foreign tourist will be allowed entry again into the Philippines. From Commander Vlogs, so I'm coming from US to Bacolod. What all do I need now? Visa, quarantine hotel, how long? I'm tourist coming to meet my fiance. Commander Vlogs, unfortunately, foreign tourists or coming to the Philippines for leisure travel is currently suspended. So the 9A visa, which is the temporary visitor's visa, is only issued to immediate family of a Filipino national, like foreign spouse of a Filipino national, foreign children of a Filipino national, and parents of a Filipino national. So outside of that, uh, those are the only permitted travelers who can enter the Philippines as of right now. So good evening, watching your alerts every vlog. Thank you, Girly Polido. Maraming salamat. I'm fully vaccinated with Pfizer. Yes, even though you are fully vaccinated, but if you belong, because right now they do the category on travelers to the Philippines. So there are only certain categories that are allowed at the moment. These are Filipino citizens, balikbayans or so-called former Filipinos, and foreign nationals with 9A visa. This should be existing and valid upon entry into the Philippines. But like I mentioned earlier, the 9A visa issuance is only for immediate family of a Filipino national at the moment. For boyfriends, fiancés of a Filipino national, unfortunately, this is not happening yet. Hopefully that they will decide on that soon. But for right now, it's still not allowed talaga. I felt that IATF is trying to squeeze money out of us through this pandemic. Sad that just because of them, many still unable to get into the Philippines and be with their loved ones. Yes, that is really true. So I'm really hoping that they would come up on something. Commander Vlogs, oh sad story. Yes, it is. It's really, I don't know why they're not I don't know why they're not allowing foreign tourists just yet. What's your honest opinion when travel restriction will be lifted in the Philippines? Vaccinated tourists. To be honest, I think what they are really waiting on is for the whole Philippines or probably most of the people here are fully vaccinated because right now we are only at 5%. Our vaccination rollout is very slow. The vaccines that we are receiving right now mostly are donations from the US, China, UK, and the government. They said they have funds, standby funds to purchase vaccines, and their goal to reach the community herd is around October, November. So having said that, I don't see the Philippines accepting tourists this year, but I might be wrong. I may be wrong because we'll never know what the IATF is going to decide. That maybe tomorrow they will allow it already, next week, next month. So who knows with the changing, constant change of travel restrictions to the Philippines, we'll never know already what's going to happen the next day or within the 24-hour range because they change it so much.
I
From
thought by December.
Lenny, huh?
I thought by December.
My husband thinks by December they will open na daw. He thinks by December the Philippines will start to accept tourists. That's his prediction. Oh, I hope it's open for tourists. Me and my boyfriend is waiting for it badly. I know, I really understand those who are on LDR relationship, those who are in boyfriend, girlfriend, fiance status. I know that you guys are the most affected category at the moment. So, heard that travel only possible when it 2023. I hope not that long. So, it's kind of like I'm seeing it at the very end of this year or early next year or mid next year. Meron po ba bagong protocol ang Philippines? Same thing for arrival. For arrival protocol, Manila, I think Cebu, they really implemented the national order really wants Cebu to follow that the 10 days quarantine. So the current ang quarantine ano ngayon, ang current quarantine is mag-English tayo ha, kasi we have foreigners over here. The current quarantine in the Philippines is 10 days. So upon arrival, you will go through the immigration, the checking of documents, the forms that you have filled out inside the aircraft. Then uh, after that, you will be sent to your hotel. But of course, you have to have the 10 days booking. This is nine nights and 10 days booking. On the seventh day, You will be swabbed. On the ninth day, your results should be in. On the 10th day, that's checkout time. That's if your RT-PCR test is negative. MML, hello, VFAM TV. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. Our next question is from Steve. I hope to marry my fiance and live there when things open. I have a question on health insurance. What is available and the cost? To be honest, our insurance over here is the Philippine health insurance, but you can purchase private insurance, and there's a lot of private insurance over here. The It varies per private insurance, but I can't give you a ballpark on how much it is over here, but I don't really see them that expensive compared to the states. Nasa quarantine po ako at the moment. Medyo bored po kaya nanood muna ng vlog nyo. Ay, Lani, for ano na, ilang araw ka na for quarantine. So, Lani here, just arrived in the Philippines and currently on quarantine. So, ilang araw mo na yan? You're on what? Day what? Wait, day. Salamat naman. Yeah, it's really it's hard to be quarantined. We have experienced 21 days quarantine when we went home to the Philippines the last time. 21 days yon. Can my fiancé come to Philippines? She's OFW in Kuwait. She's not vaccinated. The Philippines right now doesn't have any mandatory or requirements that you have to be fully vaccinated to enter. That's not the case yet. So that's not even a law, that's not even a rule. Like I mentioned, that's not even a mandatory at the moment. So whether you are vaccinated or unvaccinated, you can still go home to the Philippines. With OFW, they are covered with OWA. So all expenses should be shouldered by OWA. Princess Aguas, what about the green lane po? Hay nako, yung green lane. My husband is laughing because I think since that came out 3 weeks, 4 weeks ago already, that has no update really. So when the Department of Tourism proposed that, wait, I know, wait lang, before I proceed, I know others don't like it when I speak in English, na dapat daw magtagalog na lang ako because nasa Pilipinas daw ako. I tried that before talking in Tagalog, but there's most of my subscribers are from abroad and foreigners, so that's why I speak English so they can understand, and I know Filipinos can understand and converse English. So to your question, the green lane, oh my god, this green lane, since this was proposed that they have a small group that's studying, fully vaccinated tourists to come to the Philippines for leisure travel, like they said, this has not there was no follow-up update on that. I have been waiting, I have been checking. It's like a lot of my subscribers have been private messaging me on our Facebook page what's going on with Green Lane, and I answer them one thing. There was really no update after that video that I posted about Green Lane, and I have been waiting and waiting and waiting. So I am not sure where are they at on their study on Green Lane, because Department of Tourism has not really updated what's going on with that proposal. So I'm hoping that that's not one of those proposals that stops in proposal only. Any news about UAE ban? The travel ban is extended until June 30. So we will see if after June 30 they are going to lift it or extend again. But the first travel restriction was from June 1st until June 15th. And they announced on June 15th that they are going to extend the travel ban until June the 30th for these seven countries like Nepal, India, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, Oman, United Arab Emirates. What's the other one? I know Nepal. So that's until the end of the month. Ma'am, pagbalik bayan po, ano ang requirements? Thank you. Pagbalik bayan, of course, gagamitin mo yung foreign passport. You will be using your foreign passport. Dalhin mo yung old Philippine passport mo. And if you don't have your old Philippine passport, birth certificate issued by the PSA. Yun po ang hinahanap ng immigration. Aside from the QR code that you need to register depending on the airline you are flying with. So yun po yun. From Yox Imoto, how about fully vaccinated abroad? Ilang araw po ang quarantine? Unfortunately, ito din. The Department of Health recommends for a shortened quarantine daw. I just posted that video yesterday for fully vaccinated travelers abroad. But as of right now, the current travel restrictions for fully vaccinated travelers abroad is still 10 days. And you will be swabbed on the 7th day. So walang pinagbago. The only exemption that will start on June 22 are those fully vaccinated travelers who got their vaccinations here in the Philippines. Kasi daw, they need to come up with a system to check kung valid or legal ba daw talaga yung vaccination card ng mga travelers galing abroad. So, natatakot ang gobyerno sa kanila, parang minumulto sila kasi 'di ba dito sa Pilipinas, grabe ang pag-fake ng documents. I just arrived po nung 16 from Germany. Then I traveled with my 1-year-old. Wow! Hindi ba mahirap, Lenny? Hindi ba mahirap? You have a 1-year-old, 16. So today is the 20th. So this is your day 3 kasi 'di ba upon arrival, next day pa ang Next day pa ang counting ng quarantine. Hi from Neda Marcelo. Hello. John Kenneth Reyes. Hi, what hotel quarantine in Manila is affordable and that includes meal? I have actually uploaded a video on that, John. List of hotels that has packages on meals, with mini kitchen, with food drop off, food delivery, and all that. So just check in our channel. We have that video. If I could find it, I will post the link. But I have uploaded a video on that already as a guide. Thanks for answering my questions. Nosebleed when you talk in Tagalog. Yeah, that's why I try to speak in English, because majority of my subscribers are foreigners, and I wanted to make sure that they understand what I'm talking about when it comes to travel update, because I know most of you guys are really relying on this travel updates. What's the latest travel update to the Philippines? Sometimes I throw in Tagalog videos, just like what I have uploaded tonight. That was purely in Tagalog, and I apologize to my foreign subscribers, but that was a video from Rafi Tulfo. This is he showed his dismay with IATF with the face shield issue. So where are we at? Shout out to our 46 viewers. Thank you so much for joining in. You can also join me live if you want to. If you really want to ask questions live, I can post the link. Just let me know. I can post the link and you can join me live. Hello, ma'am. Good evening from Jerica de Leste. Hello, Jerica. Good evening. From Wad Al Khatib. Hello, good evening. Happy to see you live again. Can you please advise me on which website should we use for PCR online payment in NAIA as a foreigner? So that really depends what airline are you flying with. If you're flying with Philippine Airlines, they have their own registration for QR code. That's for your swab testing. If you are flying with a non-Philippine airline, you are landing in Terminal 1 and Terminal 3, you will be registering in Padlab. I actually have a tutorial on that in our travel update videos. I will be updating that as well because sometimes they add formats over there, or they lesser their format on their form. So I will be surely updating that tutorial for this month maybe, or next month. So when I get to it, but I will certainly do it as soon as possible. But for that, you can, for PCR test, you can either, when you register, you can either pay it online or pay it in Manila when you arrive. From Wayne Jensen, hello mom, thank you very much for all your help. Can you please give me a fast rundown on the DFA exemption letter for a husband? My wife is still in the Philippines. So Wayne, on my last live, there was one Filipina who was sharing her experience getting the entry exemption document. So what she did is she wrote a letter. I don't have a format on the letter, but the letter should contain requesting that the husband, the foreign husband, be exempted and allowed entry into the Philippines. She submitted all the documents at the DSWD, but I wanted to give you a heads up because DSWD did not know that they are the one who was going to be issuing this particular document. They actually named this document ghost document already. Ghost because those people that are supposed to issue this document did not know that they have to issue this document. So what she did is she made a request letter exempting her husband and be allowed entry into the Philippines. She had photocopied her Philippine passport, the bio page. She had her birth certificate. She had her barangay clearance or certificate proving that she is in the Philippines. She also had the copy of her husband's passport bio page, and as well as the husband's uh, what do you call this, birth certificate. I think it would also help. No, not getting the ticket yet, but showing that you are in the Philippines, the husband is really eligible to enter the Philippines. And she was given the DFA, she was given the exemption from the DSWD that she attached, because you have to get the entry exemption document first before you can apply for the 9A visa. And they already applied for the 9A visa and just waiting for the approval. So that's what she did. I'm just relaying to you guys what she did with on how to apply for that EED. But just a heads up, because like I mentioned, that particular government agency that's supposed to be issuing that was not even aware that they are the ones who's issuing that particular document. From Anthony Livington, I'm fully vaccinated. Should I be able to go to wife? I'm from America. Thank you. You should be able to, but you have to apply for a 9A visa and an entry exemption document to be allowed entry in the Philippines. Before, the SRRV visa had to have the entry exemption document. They removed that. I'm really hoping that they also remove the EED, or the entry exemption document, for 9A visa holders, because that's a pain. From Sally Valmeo, good morning po. I'm OFW coming from US to Bacolod. What are the requirements and how long quarantine fully vaccinated Pfizer for vacation only. For OFW, you are shouldered by the OWA. And for fully vaccinated abroad, unfortunately, you will still have to go through the long quarantine period, which is 10 days, 9 nights, and your swab test will be on the seventh day. So this also applies to OFW, non-OFW foreign nationals. Princess Aguas, thank you po for keeping us updated. We really appreciate it. Thank you, then. Thank you so much, Princess. I'm so tired waiting for the Philippines to open for tourists. I feel like giving up. No, don't give up. This is just everybody has what do you call this? Everybody has to deal with this pandemic, not just the Philippines, but most countries now, US, UK, Thailand, some Asian countries are now getting ready to open and accept tourists. And hopefully, because of those changes of other countries, the Philippines would see that they really need to open. I know they don't want to be behind on that. Philippines is still one of the places tourists visits every day because we have a lot to offer over here. It's just this pandemic that's really a bomb right now, but so please, Princess, don't give up. This is not going to last. This is just temporary. So, we await. So, hirap po talaga. Counted na po ang 16. So, pagka 22 swab test. Okay. So, upon arrival, as soon as you check in sa hotel, that's day 1. That's good. Kasi yung sa amin dati, when we arrive, yung counting ng day 1 is kinabukasan pa. So, mas lalong nadagdagan yung stay namin. So, naging 22, 23 days kami doon. So, that's really good that upon arrival or as soon as you check in sa hotel, that's day 1. Thank you so much, Lenny, for that update. Kailan po kaya malalaman ang bagong protocol ng Philippines sa mga fully vaccinated na? Thank you po. Like I mentioned, I have uploaded a video yesterday, yung DOH recommends, ano yun? Hanapin ko. DOH recommends no more swab test for fully vaccinated inbound travelers. Yung recommendation ng DOH is no swab testing lang for fully vaccinated travelers abroad kung you are vaccinated abroad. So the real question to that is, if they are removing the swab test, you will still have to go through quarantine kasi they never mention the quarantine. They are just recommending to remove the mandatory swab testing, which is on the 7th day. So it's really the 10 days quarantine is still there. So we await for that update again. And again. They are so good with recommendations. They are so good with proposals, but oh my God, they are not so good on follow-up updates on those proposals and those recommendations. It stops in proposals. It stops in recommendation. They never get approved. They never get implemented. I hope they really change that. I check every day. Para akong baliw, I check articles every day on what's the update on Green Lane. Ano ba yun, di ba? They have a lot of proposals before. Green Lane, COVID passport, ganon. Pero wala. I go through my video and wala talaga. Ewan ko anong nangyayari sa gobyerno natin. I'm fully vaccinated. I have wife in Philippines. I'm from USA. I should be able to go. Yes, you should be able to go. Like I said, you have to apply for a 9A visa and an entry exemption document. Thank you very much. You're welcome, Wayne. Hello, ma'am. I am from India, now in Saudi Arabia, Jeddah. I have applied for 9A visa. I didn't go India 2 years. Embassy told me to wait for exemption. I am going to for final exit. What do you mean to wait for the exemption? Well, if you have a 9A visa, you have to have an entry exemption document. Because if you just have the 9A visa, they are not going to allow you. You are not going to be allowed entry into the Philippines. So should I do online registration before arriving to the Philippines? Or can I just register after my arrival to NAIA and do payment as cash? You do the registration 3 days prior to your flight. So do the registration if you need the QR code for Philippine Airlines or you need the QR code for Padlab. So usually on the registration, they have, like I said, I have to update that video because they have new format on that. You have the option to pay online or you have the option to pay at the airport. But for the registration, you have to do it 3 days prior to your flight. Thank you for answering my question. God bless. You're welcome. Blesel Anthony Medelo. Hello po. My husband is a former Filipino but now a US citizen. Ano po ba kailangan requirements para makauwi siya dito sa Philippines? So, kung former Filipino siya na nag-naturalized abroad, pwede niya gamitin yung foreign passport niya, yung US passport, dalhin niya lang yung old Philippine passport niya or yung birth certificate na issue ng PSA. Yun po ang hinahanap na documents ng mga former Filipinos or balikbayans. At mag-grant po yan sila ng 1 year visa-free sa Philippines. How you think about Bohol, like Phuket, to be the first one reopened to foreign tourists? Oh, there's a lot of places already here in the Philippines that are open for local tourists. So it's just that they are not accepting foreign tourists right now. How do you think about Bohol, like Phuket, to be the first one reopened for foreign? I was like, as far as I know, foreign tourists are still not allowed to enter the Philippines as we speak. So there is really no update to that yet when they will allow leisure travel again. I'll never give up. I love my fiance. That's good, Commander Vlogs. Keep that love. Stay in love. Don't give up because I have one subscriber. They really broke up because of this pandemic because the boyfriend really wants to come to the Philippines already. But the problem is he belongs to that category that's not just allowed to enter yet. So it's sad they broke up because he said he can no longer wait till the Philippines open. From Miran Moshin, how long it will take to get travel exemption from DFA embassy told me if we get update from DFA we call you and I'm going to final exit. I can stay here until July. Last week lang po. I don't know the timeline when it comes to entry exemption because I'm waiting on one of my subscribers that actually is on the process of the entry exemption document. So the one subscriber that I talked to, it's been a month already and they haven't heard from the DFA yet. So I cannot really tell you the timeline of the process for entry exemption document. You can always call the DFA or the embassy. You can ask them the timeline on the process for EED. Because of controversial Dr. Doggy. I know. I think everybody don't like him right now. You're always welcome po and thank you din po sa mga infos. Before nag-travel po ako dito sa... Ay, thank you so much, Lenny. Thank you that na nakatulong yung mga videos ko sa pag-uwi mo dito sa Philippines. At sana matapos na yung quarantine nyo. So, in 2 days, magsaswab. Hindi sa swab si baby, di ba? Kasi 1 year old. Exempted ang 1 year old sa swab. So, ikaw lang ang isa swab nila. Saan yung ano mo? Saan yung final destination mo, Lenny? I think you mentioned that earlier. Bohol ba yun? Bacolod? I have applied for visa. Embassy told me they send my papers to DFA for exemption. I don't have visa applied already. Oh, okay. So what you can do right now is wait. Like you said, like they said, your paperwork is already at the DFA. So you wait till you get your. I think when that gets approved, you will get your visa as well. But we will not know when or what's the timeline. Sabi nila, mag-antay daw ako exemption from DFA. Maraming salamat ma'am, lagi mo update at hintay ako lagi post videos mo para may balita ako. Thank you, Miran. Pa-update kami. Please update us when your entry exemption document came back from DFA. That way, may reference tayo for our fellow kababayans or those travelers going to the Philippines who needs to apply for DFA. Could the Philippines last that long? No, I don't think so. I don't think the Philippines could last very long without foreign tourists. Our economy will really deflate. It's already deflating right now. We can't afford to deflate it some more. So I know they know that. I know the Philippine government, or I know those in charge, especially with Department of Tourism. They are doing everything. They are opening local tourists. They are doing food extravaganza and all that. The problem is local tourists here in the Philippines doesn't go places like foreign tourists does, because that's really their, what do you call this, that's really their purpose. That's why they are called foreign tourists, for leisure travel. They go to the Philippines for a vacation. They go to the Philippines to explore different parts of the Philippines. So local tourists, just like us, we are locals. We don't go in places every day or every week, every month, even though without the pandemic, we don't do that. So we might go to the beach and stuff, but we don't really, when, if we go somewhere, we plan to go somewhere, we still have to save for it before we can go. So I don't think the Philippines could really last that long without foreign tourists. If Cathay Pacific po, saan mag-register for swab test? Padlab po. Saan po ang ano? Kasi kung Cebu, they have different, meron silang ibang QR code. That's the TRN or the MCIA registration form. If you land in Clark International Airport, they also have a different form to register for QR code. If you fly with Philippine Airlines, they have a different ECIF that you have to register to. Then if you land in Terminal 1 and Terminal 3, you will register sa Padlab. Thank you so much, Ate. Your both time and help are really appreciated. My regards to you and to Mr. Husband as well. Thank you, Muad Al-Khatib. Good luck to your journey to the Philippines. Embassy told me, don't call if we have any updates, we will call you. Yan sabi nila po, marunong ako magtagalog po. Ay nako, wag ka maniwala, Miran. Wag mo silang antayin na tawagan ka. Ganyan yung rason nila. Don't call us, we will call you if we have update. Just ko Lord. Abutin ka ng siyam-siyam. Call them and ask for an update. Kasi kung hayaan mo sila, if you just let them call you, you are waiting for nothing. I'm telling you. You're talking about the Philippines. Why be in a hurry if it's true love? We have our whole lives together. Yes, amen. I couldn't agree more on that, Commander Vlogs. Thank you for saying that. To all LDR. Oh, I wish, Commander Vlog, you were on our LDR discussion. That was last Sunday. We are actually going to have part 2 on that. Hopefully next Sunday. You'll have part 2. Same time like this. We will have LDR, just LDR discussion. Of course, you can still ask questions with travel updates, but during that discussion, it was really fun because you are able to join me live. You can actually join me live. And there was a bunch of them that shared their stories, how they started, they give tips and all that. Kailangan din po iswab kahit baby. Ay, ganun. Kaya kailangan ko pong magbayad ng 2, kaya 8,000 pesos. Really? For 1-year-old? Ang binayaran ko, sobrang mahal. My final destination is sa Batangas City. Ala ay Diyos ko, sarap talagang magluto ang mga Batanggenyo. Hopefully, I can visit Batangas one day. Because, you know, I know this travel update is hopefully when this is over, probably my travel update is over, but this channel is still going to be is going to continue. So probably mostly on this channel will be food, traveling to the Philippines or different parts of the world when we can all go back to our normal lives. And I'm really hoping that you guys will still support me after this travel update. Kasi you are a family to us. Thank you for the information. Sana hindi po nila baguhin guidelines next month. Hopefully, cross fingers. Kasi the Philippine government is, may guidelines sila every month. So first of the month, when new month comes in, meron niyang bagong guideline. So, let's pray that yung guideline nila is going to change a little bit, but hoping it benefits more on the traveler. Na hindi masyadong magastos, ganyan. Kasi it's really expensive to go home to the Philippines right now. When can tourists go with 2 vaccines? We are also waiting on that update, Adam. So right now they are recommending no swab for foreigners fully vaccinated to go to the Philippines, but they did not mention that you will be exempted with quarantine. But like I said, that is just a proposal at the moment, so we don't know when would be the next update on that. Kailan po kaya mag-open borders for Pilipinas for foreign tourists? So, lahat po talaga nag-iintay niyan. I know na sobrang hirap na talaga. Ang hirap kaya ng LDR. Me and my husband are a product of LDR. To tell you, alam na ito ng mga ka-LDR natin dito when we had our LDR discussion. Me and my husband is going to celebrate our 13th wedding anniversary this year. So we are married for 13 years. We are together for 14 years. And to tell you that for that 14 years, this is the first time that we are together for over a year. Kasi we are LDR babies. We are a product of LDR. We have been LDR all our married life. Ngayon lang talaga, just this time that we are together for over a year. I haven't killed him yet, so keyword yet. Oh, see, tell me when LDR discussion is. I'll join maybe. Sure. I usually post in our community when our next LDR discussion is. Green lane for foreign tourists. Oh my God, the egg green lane. It's like I get a lot of inquiry about green lane, but unfortunately there's really no follow-up update on that. When they posted that they are proposing, the Department of Tourism is proposing green lane for foreign tourists for leisure travel to the Philippines, that has really never had any follow-up update. And I have been checking on it every day and there was really none. So I don't know when they're at on their study, because like they said on their proposal, that they have formed a small group that's studying leisure travel for foreign tourists. But until now, we are waiting for that update. Ma'am, naiya Terminal 1 and 3 ang landing. Sa Padlab po kayo magpa-register, Celi Valmeo. Padlab po yung registration for QR code. Wow, congratulations. Thank you. Yes, that's really true. That's really legit that this is our first time to be together for over a year since we got married. The rest of that time, see, imagine,
This is our first time to be together for over a month.
yes, because before me and the kids lived in the Philippines. He works in the States. So he works for 3 months. He stays in the Philippines for a month. He goes back and work again, and that's our routine. So the longest we've been together before is a month. So when this pandemic starts, his job was he got laid off because of the pandemic, and while waiting for the United States to jump back because he works offshore, he decided to come with me to the Philippines because I was there last year of March because we were filing our tax. So he came home with me. I also experienced those flight cancellations, experienced the swab quarantine. So we were together, but that wasn't really that it wasn't that strict before when it comes to travelers. So he came with me and he was granted 1 year visa. He was granted with the Balikbayan visa, but right now we are on the process of his 13A visa, his resident card. So, yeah, it's like this is the first time that we are together for a long time since we got married. Sana all, but this EED hard to take. I'm full of depressed. Oh, Abduliza, I know. I don't understand then. I don't really understand our government. I was like, I have nothing against the government. I was like, but when you require something, make sure that the agency that is responsible in issuing that particular document knows that they are issuing that particular document. And if you require something, require also that the documents that they need to submit is not a do or die document. Because this document, this EED, is really a pain, you know? It's like if you just because I actually emailed DFA like 2 months ago because this is when they started this entry exemption document, and I asked for a list of requirements on what you need to submit to get an entry exemption document. And oh my god, when I've seen all those requirements, it's kind of like, yes, we need this for you to be able yes, we need this for you to be allowed entry into the Philippines, but this is our requirements, and it's almost telling you na, hey, you're not welcome here. It's kind of like that because their requirements are the ridiculous. Sana all magkasama. Congratulations. But this EED is, yes, I can understand the EED, pero laban lang, Abdulisa. Don't give up. Don't give up. Like I said, kulitin mo yung kulitin niyo po yung agency na kailangan mag issue niyan. Hello, Bing Q from Hazel Sheikh. How many days quarantine in Cebu? Unfortunately, may nabasa akong article that Cebu has to follow na the 10 days. Hindi talaga sila pinayagan. So, 10 days pa rin doon. Do you think flights will be allowed in for foreign travelers for leisure by September the 8th? I don't see it. To be honest, I'm not seeing it that month. But I might be wrong. Hey, don't take my words. Like if I say, hey, the foreign tourists will be open next month, that's my prediction. Like like I said, that's just prediction. It's not it's not what the government says because they will still decide on that. So September, I'm not trying to discourage you, but I'm not it's better not to expect than be surprised by then that it's already allowed. So that's just my honest opinion. Dino Laure. Hello po. Ask lang po about new page ng Padlab. Meron ba silang new page? Ang Padlab, I think they have the same ano. Like I mentioned, I have tutorials on this. Uh I have tutorials on this sa page natin. Sa video ko, I have a tutorial. I made a tutorial, but I need to update that because most of the time they update their forms. So I will nag-update talaga yung ano nila, yung nag-update talaga yung anong tawag nito, nag-update talaga yung page nila. So I will definitely update yung video natin for reference. There's part na mag-click ka po ng sign and symptoms. Pero wala naman po nararamdam na gano'n. Hindi po ako. I-click mo lang yung no. May mga no naman doon. So, kung wala kang symptoms ng cold, fever, headache, ganyan, i-check mo lang na wala. Wala. Meron, I think meron yan yung bar na i-check mo yung no at yes. Para makaproceed ka sa next page. Meron po bang quarantine sa mga vaccinated na? Hindi pa po ako nakapag-back read. Yes, may quarantine pa rin sa mga vaccinated. Ay magsisimula sa June 22 yung mga fully vaccinated na nagpa-vaccine dito sa Philippines. Wala na silang swab pero quarantine pa rin for 7 days. Thanks, Mom, for the info. God bless you and stay safe. Maraming salamat. Sana oil from Commander Vlogs. Sana oil. It's totally different from the form of your video a few months ago. Yes, that's why I said I need to update Philippine Airlines ECIF form, Padlab ECIF form, Cebu ECIF form, and Clark ECIF form. So because that's been a few months already. Like I mentioned, they update their forms every month. But their forms are not really hard. They are user friendly and they are easy to understand because that's all they need from you is your information. They're not really hard to navigate. I have tried so many times to get 9A visa to go there to see my son, but I'll get back. I got back. What you got? Did you get denied or what did you get back, Zid? Yes, ma'am. From May 15, he applied in the embassy. I tried to email. No feedback, ROM. I-follow up mo yan, Abdulisa. Alam mo naman dito sa atin, pag hindi ka nag-follow up, nako. Hello, magandang gabi po. I don't understand why anyone who is fully vaccinated can't visit the Philippines. Makes us do negative swab test before coming again when we arrive 3 days. Yeah, I know. It's like, to me, it's really easy. To me, that was, I don't know why it's so hard for them. Because even though you're fully vaccinated, that doesn't mean that you can't get infected. You can still get infected, but you won't be on the severe side of it. So that's why you have the vaccine. But I'm not sure why are they so adamant about accepting foreign tourists at the moment. So we don't really know the reasons behind because they won't say what's the reasons behind on that. I have heard that those coming from abroad brings the viruses and stuff in the Philippines, but I can attest to that because I will tell you, when me and my husband went home, last year, in our place here in Jensen has 0 case of COVID-19, and they were so uh strict when it comes to protocol that when we arrive in Manila, we do swab. When we arrive in Jensen, we went straight to the quarantine facility, and we went antigen test on the 7th day. But our first case over here, our very first case over here is from local, not from abroad. So it's like they are so strict with foreigners, or they are so strict with travelers from abroad, so afraid that they would bring virus over here. But the majority of positive cases over here are the locals. So I think they would have to implement more stricter policy or more stricter rule to the locals than the inbound travelers. The can you ano the
Hmm?
get my socks? I'm getting cold. Can you get my socks? It is implemented already for 10 days in Cebu quarantine. That's what the article said. I cannot confirm that it's 10 days again. Because I know Cebu is still doing swab test upon arrival. When your negative swab test result is in, then you can go home. But with the article that I have read, they really want Cebu to follow. Uh, Regardless of that Senate hearing 3 days ago, may flight kami sa end. Ano po ang sabi ng ano? Ano po ang sabi ng airline? Kami this month, end of this month. Anong airline po kayo, Miss Hazel? It's on that box na. Anong airline nyo po? Kasi usually airlines would give you guidelines. Thank you. God bless po. You're welcome, Dino. No feedback and agency, but I try. Call Monday, Tuesday. I try. Oh, tawagan mo, Abdulisa. Tawagan mo ng tawagan. Kulitin mo ng kulitin. Alam mo naman dito sa atin kapag ganyan. Thank you for updating travel advisories sa Philippines. Thank you, Bing. Magme-medyas ako. Kasi it's cold. So, Eva, who gave IATF such authority to decide who's entering the Philippines? They said, this is what I have seen on a post, that the head of IATF is actually the president. Not to bother because it is not an emergency to see my son that came direct from Philippine Embassy in London. Okay. My idea, 3 days before coming there, swab test, bring vaccine card for fully vaccinated, then 3 days quarantine waiting for swab test when arriving. To me, that's very safe for all. To me, it is too, especially if you are fully vaccinated. So, but I don't know why they have such rules. I wish we could make our own rule. It's been 2 years since I've seen my Filipina girlfriend. Sobra miss na kita. I know. It's miss na talaga the LDR. Eva Air. Ano po ang ano? Ano po ang pre-departure guideline ng Eva Air? Wala, no update from the airline. Bakit? Miss Hazel, usually ang website ng Mactan Cebu International Airport, updated po sila all the time. So, i-check nyo po yung latest nila, arrival protocol. Meron po yun doon. I'm so looking forward to the video saying fully vaccinated people are allowed to visit. And I will definitely update you guys on that. When that happens, it's like when the fully vaccinated are allowed to enter the Philippines, I will be the first one to jump for joy for that. And LDRs get reunited. That's what I've been praying for you guys to be reunited. Because it's hard. LDR is hard. Not everybody can survive LDR. But I can tell you this. LDR works. The government is... So many Filipinos are struggling because tourism is not... Yes, there's a lot of Filipinos that have no jobs right now that works for tourism. Airlines are losing money, resorts, beach, restaurants, hotels. Those are the ones that really got affected by this pandemic. I see, just hope those couples are not going to get anything out of this pandemic. True. I have been checking it. Wala pong update. Let's see. Let me help you, let me help you, Hazel, kung anong update ng Mactan Cebu. I'm checking. It's loading. You're doing very, very good job. I hope my next LDR will work out. Oh, I'm really hoping to, Vincent. I know you were there during our LDR discussion. It was fun, but I'm really hoping you will find the one too. It takes a lot of prayers, patience, but it will come in the Lord's time. So thank you so much talaga for all these questions. Um, I'm doing this because when I upload a video, there would be a bunch of comments already, and some gets buried, especially when you do your first comment on my video. So I do this. I do this live to answer questions para para I can I can answer later na lang. I can address those inquiry that's really need answers directly. Kasi kung sa comment, most of the time hindi ko pa siya, most of the time I can't get to it right away. So with this, but as I've always said, if you guys have an urgent question, if you guys have an urgent inquiry, please don't hesitate to message me on our Facebook page, Still the Eton Squad, or in our Instagram account, Still the Eton Squad. If you really want an immediate answer, as soon as I can get to it, I will reply right away. 2,000 per day pa din po ang allowed. Yes, naka-travel cap pa rin ang Pilipinas. Kaya most of you still experience flight cancellations because the travel cap still exists. Sana malift na din ban dito sa UAE. I know, Queenie. I thought they are going to lift it, I thought they are going to lift it nung 15, but hindi. Hindi nila nilift. The IATF have more power overall. Maybe they are afraid if no more COVID, they have no jobs. True that. My Filipina girlfriend is amazing. Sobra bait, sobra maganda. Hooray, yes. I hope you guys will be together. Hopefully soon. I don't want to hear my friends say, is giving up on coming here. OMG, I hope they will. I know. It's like, you know what? If it's true love, he will wait. If it's love, he will wait. Despite of all these trials, because this is one of those trials in your relationship. This is nothing compared to you guys get married, you guys live together. This is nothing. You guys are still in for a long haul. So this is actually a good heads up on what's going to happen on your married
good
life.
Heads up whether he's going to stick around when
That is
tough.
true too. This is like my husband said. This is a good heads up. This is a good test if he's really gonna stick around, because this is also like I know it's not a good
Or she.
or I know it's not a good test for a relationship, but this would actually see if you guys are really committed and determined to work on something like this. You guys are working together to stay positive, looking forward to be together. This is actually a good test on your relationship. So they afraid of fake from abroad. Easy to verify. Yeah, I know. That's yung sabi bang certificate for COVID, is this the same as COVID testing result? I'm confused. Certificate for COVID, ano po yun, Hazel? Certificate of COVID? What do you mean by certificate of COVID? Sige, ingat po. Salamat for updates. Hi, good evening, Eton. Hi, Trishera, are you sleeping na? Here's my youngest. She's about to sleep na. You sleep na, baby. Say hi, baby. Hi. So, she's my youngest. She's about to sleep. It's late na. You sleep na, baby. See? Bye-bye. Good night. Love you.
One.
Until when po ang travel cap sa
Uh-uh.
Pilipinas?
One of
Um,
those.
wala pong sinabi. Every month may travel cap pa rin sila. So hindi pa rin yun nalilift. Limited pa rin yung flights na dumadating at lumalabas ng Pilipinas. Maybe your husband can give me pointers on how to get a real Filipina that truly love me and not love what I have for benefit of her family and those that's around her. That would be a discussion on LDR, Vincent. I know you were there the last time. So we'll definitely schedule a second episode for LDR because that's a good topic. So cute. Thank you, Commander Vlogs. I like your name, Commander Vlog. What else people can do abroad as to get fully vaccinated? I support the way of Cebu. Test arrival, that's it. No quarantine. Yep. That's what I like too. If we were in the States, of course you don't have a choice. You can you can't pick where you land. Actually, you can pick where you land, but if you really want to go home to the Philippines, just like when we went home, it's like we really saved for it because I know we have to go through a 21 days quarantine. Only seven of that is going to be shouldered by our local government unit. The 14 days hotel stay was paid by us. Granted, that remaining 14 days, our food was still free, but that's still a lot of money because their policy that time was 7 days in hotel, then you can continue home quarantine. That's if you guys are the only one living in your home, but the problem is our kids are at home, so that's why we don't have choice but to stay in the hotel for quarantine. So do we have more any questions? Because we are live now for over an hour. And thank you so much for all your questions. And I hope I was able to answer that. We have a lot of updates coming up. We have updates from the Bureau of Immigration. We have updates on tickets going up, especially for US bound. So then what other else? What other updates? Basta I have 3-4 updates coming up. So please watch out for that. How much did you spend during your quarantine? Oh my god, a lot. I don't want to Hey, don't say. I don't want to I don't want to say the amount, but it's a good amount of money. It really was. Thanks thanks for the compliment. Maraming salamat. You're very welcome and thank you guys for really sticking around. Is Hazel still around? Hazel, isi-share ko yung screen ko ha for Cebu. I will share the screen for Cebu arrival. Ito yung Cebu ano. This is what it says on their website sa Cebu. So yan yon. So all arriving Filipinos shall be swabbed. Specific quarantine shall depend on the destination of ano. For passengers bound to Cebu Executive 17, so this is swab upon arrival. Then when your swab test result is in, then you can go home and continue your quarantine at home. For passengers bound for destination outside Cebu, refer IATF Resolution 114. So IATF Resolution 114, this is ano po, this is the 10 days if you are not a resident of Cebu. So, for arriving foreign nationals, Bureau of Immigration dated. So, may mga link po yan sila. I will post the link. I will post the link in this video, Hazel, so you can check. Yan yung arrival process ng Cebu for yung naka-flash shouting screen ngayon. Pinost ko din yung link. So, I just have a bad feeling that IATF does not plan to open the Philippines up to international tourism until no earlier than December or January. July 1, Phuket, Thailand opens up with no quarantine. Yeah, I've heard about I've heard a lot about Thailand that they are opening soon. You're welcome, Hazel. So that Thailand is opening soon. So I'm really hoping the Philippines would do the same, but we'll never know. We'll never know po. So, but I thank you guys so much for tuning in tonight. I missed our live update or our live question and answer portion no this morning. COVID test result ba it needs to be certified? Galing saan? Galing labas? I know because if you are flying with EVA Airlines, they require a negative swab test result before within 72 hours when you fly to the Philippines. This is not a Philippine government requirement, but this is a requirement from the airline. So, they need to have a negative swab test result. When you say certified, kasi ano naman, kung you're coming from the US, if you're coming from the US, that should be a legit document already for negative swab test result. So, that's right. Kasi yung kailangan lang nila is they just need to see a negative swab test result with you guys. Kasi requirements yun ng EVA airline. Yes. So, ipakita nyo lang, you just, ano, unpredictable government. Yes, true, Queenie. So, ipakita mo lang yung Hazel. Just show them your RT-PCR test result. If you have it on your phone, you have it on your email, make sure always bring a printed copy. Kasi you'll never know, airlines would, hey, I want a printed copy. Where are you gonna print it at the airport? So, always be ready. How many percentage of vaccination people at the moment? I have idea. 5%. 5% pa lang. 5. We're not even at 10%. Kasi that's even they have given 5.5 doses of vaccine, COVID-19 vaccine. But doses yun ha, doses, not people vaccinated. So, and imagine there's 2 doses for vaccine. So, going to Philippines is still okay for me, but coming back to SG is one big problem because we have to be a person under quarantine at hotel because how many Singapore, I think Singapore is 14 days. I know Hong Kong is 21 days. Hong Kong is 21 days. Yeah, 3 grand is a lot of money. Okay po, salamat. You're very welcome, Hazel. And it will be at about 21 days. Oh my God. It's in Singapore, it's also 21 days. That's still a lot, no? Oh my God. If you think 10 days is boring, just color. 21 days is super boring. What we do before, it's like we have videos on that on our channel. We have videos in the channel on travel update on our experience on quarantine for 21 days. Just color. My husband always, it's because it's an apartment type hotel. He steps outside to smoke. There's birds over there that visits us every day. Tell you what, for that 21 days, he literally named all those birds that are flying there every day. It's like he's got names. It's like there's 5, 6, 7 birds that that lands there every day, go to their nest and stuff. And my husband literally named all of them during our quarantine. And nobody cleans your hotel room. Nobody cleans your apartment type hotel. So we clean. So what I do when I clean it again, then I clean it again. When I fold clothes, I folded it. I unfold it again and fold it again just to kill time. And I have watched my I don't it's like I have watched Harry movies from first movie until the end one. It's like we do movie marathons every day. That's what we do. What do you think the chances are September of for at least fully vaccinated? I Hi. If I know the government very well, I would say that's not looking good, but who knows? They have all they do change their guidelines so quickly. They change it like almost instant. So lots of laugh. Yeah, it's really nagpa-book lang po ako ng 2 days sa hotel quarantine. Do you think this is enough? Dili ba ko ma-question ani? Ang problema man good Hazel, uh the problem is sa airline. Kasi airline checks hotel booking. If they say you need 10 days, then 10 days talaga yung ipakita mo. If I were you, kausapin mo yung hotel that you will book for 10 days, pero yung babayaran mo lang is yung gagamitin mo. Kasi may mga hotel na, especially in Cebu, they are very they work with their guests. Unlike sa Manila, kung ilan yung nabook mo, unlike in Manila, you book a hotel for how many nights, and if you wind up not using it all, you will still pay for it. But in Cebu, they work with you because that's a requirement. So if you talk to the hotel that hey, I would book 10 days but only pay for how many days I stay in the hotel just for the airline requirements, because they check. It's not that they check when you get into Cebu, they will check during boarding time. Eva Airlines, nag-check sila ng hotel booking. Hi, how about in July, Abu Dhabi to Qatar, in Qatar to Manila? Cancelled po ba? Anong airline yan? Slow Rock. What airline po? The only time they come about of their room is when they're being sent to go for their swab, and after that they have to be back. Yes, I know. Has IATF said anything on removing the FA exemption and 9A visa for balikbayan husband not traveling with? So, Karitso, you are a balikbayan. So, when you say you are a balikbayan, you are a former Filipino also that has naturalized abroad. Because if you are a former Filipino that has naturalized abroad, did not apply for a dual citizenship, you can actually fly to the Philippines using your foreign passport. You don't need a visa, even though your wife is not with you, because you alone is permitted to enter the Philippines. Sige, salamat sa advice. You're welcome, Hazel. Qatar Airways. Wala po akong update. Nag-email po ba na cancel? Kasi wala po akong update from Qatar. Usually. I think so, Adi. She's gonna pay for another 5 days in cash, and the airlines check her hotel for clarification. Yun na nga. Sa ano to? Susera. Ay, nawala na ako. Ano yung pinost ni Chusera? Are they just trying to squeeze every peso out of every OFW and non-OFW before they open foreign tourists? Almost sounds like what they are trying to do. Some people in government are making a lot of peso. No, LA. No, LA. Si Caritzo. I'm not just married. But you are a former Filipino. You said you're a balikbayan. Or no, you are a US citizen. We need to clarify. Because balikbayans or former Filipinos, Tutsi Roll, balikbayans and or former Filipinos, I'm sorry guys. My husband gave me some Tutsi Roll. I can't resist. So let's clarify that. Do I really need Philippine telephone number sa pag-fill up ng COVID test submission form sa MCIA? Ang ilagay mo, Hazel, kuha ka ng number ng kamag-anak mo sa Pilipinas. Kasi I know most of you don't have Philippine phone numbers coming from US. So, ginawa ko yung sa akin, nilagay ko yung phone number ng kapatid ko. Ilagay mo yung number ng kamag-anak mo na just in case may iti-text sila sa'yo. But usually, they won't text you your swab test result. They will email it. The most important thing is to put in an accessible and working email because that's where they're going to send your swab test result. But for Philippine phone number, just use the number of your relative in the Philippines. Kasi po, pag check ko website nila, wala nakalagay. Pero pwede po ba connecting flight, ma'am? Pero wala ka namang na-receive na canceled. No. Slow rock. Thanks, Adi, for all your reports. I faithfully watch your channel. My Filipina fiancé is a returning OFW. She is actually in Manila now in hotel quarantine. Then she goes home to her province. Thank you so much, Jeremy. Where is her province? Where's her final destination? Salamat ng marami. You're welcome, Hazel. At happy trip. Malapit na. End of this month. Malapit na ang trip to the Philippines. All Philippines will step up security after the pandemic as most Filipinos are without job and may resort to robbing the tourists for survival. That's really true. You have a point. It's actually happening here now because there's a lot of jobless Filipinos right now. They will do everything to survive. Wala bang diversion flights as of right now? Wala. So far na lift na yung diversion. Sana wala na yung diversion. I don't know why pinagdidiskatahan nila ang Cebu. But so far, Hazel, walang flight diversion. As of today, ha? So, alam mo naman, ang ating IATF. Ilocosur. Oh, this is, this is Chabit Singson's place. So, do we have more questions pa? Before we wrap this up, I'm still looking forward to be in Davao City and Tagum City and any parts of Davao like Jensen or even Manga. Oh, wow. You're close. I've been to Tagum City already. Nice place. Tagum City. Yeah, come here in Jensen. We have a lot of seafood over here. Davao, I love durian. My husband don't. He doesn't eat durian. I don't know why.
Because I still have taste buds.
He's so awesome. We've been together 2 years this August. We are planning to marry as soon as they allow me to enter. I'm fully vaccinated and ready to visit. I'm going to support her while she's there. Ah, that's nice, Jeremy. Keep that love tight and don't give up. Wala pa rin po, ma'am. Pwede rin po ba ako magpasundo sa quarantine hotel pagtapos ng... Yes, pwede. After mong quarantine sa after your quarantine sa hotel, may swab test ka na, may negative siya, pwede ka magpasundo sa kamag-anak mo. Uy, hala, Commander Vlogs. Thank you so much for that super sticker. Thank you for your generosity, Commander Vlogs. Maraming salamat. Love to try the crocodile ice. Have we tried the crocodile ice cream daw when we went to the crocodile farm? I think we did. It doesn't taste crocodile to me. It's still ice cream though. Because that's the what they call this delicacy that they will offer to you. We went to the crocodile farm with the kids. So
No, I never tried the crocodile ice cream.
they did have the crocodile ice cream, no? But it did not taste crocodile. Baka. But it's not really crocodile. Thanks for everything. Oh, thank you so much, Commander Vlogs. I can't wait to meet my daughter. Oh, I hope you will see your daughter, Karitso, one day. I'm really hoping. Yes, malapit na flight namin. Hopefully, walang flight diversion. Please pray for us. I will, Hazel. Sana wala talagang flight diversion. Ang hirap ng flight diversion. Mas magastos. She gave up her job for me and she has 10-year-old son as well. So also gives her opportunity to go home and spend some time with her son and family. So I offered to support since she gave up her job. Have you guys met? Have you guys met already, Jeremy? I'm sorry if I'm eating, huh? Don't want to be rude. I'm a little hungry. So do we still have more questions? We are live for an hour and 26 minutes. Thank you so much, guys. So we will probably wrap this up in the next 30 minutes to we were live for 2 hours when this ends. So 30 more minutes, guys. Ma'am, kailan po ba mag-live ulit about July flight, ma'am? Libre po ba pag OFW sa hotel? Yes, ang sa OFW kasi, shoulder po yan ng OWA. Pag active, kasi halos naman lahat OFW, OWA member, di ba? So, kung OWA member, active OWA member po kayo, i-shoulder po ng OWA yung expenses nyo pag uwi nyo sa Pilipinas. Hotel, not sure with the ticket though. I don't think the ticket they shoulder. Pero yung hotel nyo, pagkain, tsaka yung for final destination, sa kanila yun. Just one and many hours of video chat. Oh, okay. So you guys have met in person. That's really good. Oops, you are trying since almost 2 years. All video messages chat. Keep that. Keep those chat messages and stuff, because you guys will need that when you guys apply for her visa. That's what we did with my fiancé visa before. Those chat logs, I have kept those. I have printed those and I brought those with me during... Hazel, thank you so much for your generosity. Maraming salamat. You guys don't really need to do that, but I thank you for your generosity. Maraming salamat talaga. Don't worry, because I'm also having my chives dumplings while watching you live. You're making me hungry. To clarify, I'm a foreigner. Spouse, not okay. You're a foreign spouse, not balikbayan. Yes, if you are a foreign spouse traveling alone to the Philippines without the Filipino wife, you will have to have the 9A visa and the entry exemption document. You will only be exempted from visa if your Filipino wife is traveling with you. Uy, maraming salamat for those super chatters, super stickers. Commander Vlogs and Hazel, maraming salamat. Thank you so much sa support sa channel. I really appreciate it. Buenas noches to all. Pray always and stay safe. God bless. Maraming salamat, Jusera. We've been changing our flight since last year. Ay, nako, Hazel, I have experienced that when I was in the US last year. I was there. I was supposed to be, I flew like March, and I was only supposed to be there for 2 weeks. My return flight to the Philippines was March 18. Then, pagka March 13, yun yung nag-declare ng total lockdown dito. So, Delta canceled my flight. Actually, Delta did not cancel my flight kasi with Delta, yung stopover nila is sa Incheon, Korea. So, yung US Incheon ko is okay. Ang problema, yung Incheon to Manila. So, they canceled it afterwards. Cancel, siguro naka-4, naka-5 cancel kami. The good thing about Delta is they did not charge me us for that. There was one time they did $300, but my husband called and, hey, wait a minute. You guys canceled my wife's flight, but you want to charge her $300? No, 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 no. So they actually charged our card they actually deducted that on my ticket price when I asked for a refund because that's when we switched to Philippine Airlines. So I don't know how many times my flight got canceled during that time. Yeah, I have an immigration attorney on standby ready. I keep all messages and any kind of support that I send. I have hundreds of documents and ledger. Yep. We don't when we applied for my fiance visa before we did not have any attorney, but I follow a website. It's really a good website. It's a forum. It's visajourney.com. I've learned a lot in there. Actually, all the process, documents, experiences of past K1 visa applicants are there. So that website really helped us a lot. That website is a good reference if you guys are doing fiance, spousal visa, and all that. I really miss times going to Davao with Cebu Pacific flights and being there in Davao Tago. Miss the food there. Thank you. Thank God for his protection. Yeah. I miss traveling too, to be honest. It's like I miss traveling. I go home to the States every year because my husband works there. He just waits for me. So this year there was zero travel this year. I used Fred Wa, the visa coach. That's cool, Mike Greg. What visa are you applying for, Mike? We have 28 more minutes before we wrap this up. We are going straight for spouse visa. That way, when the process is done, she lands in America, she will have a green card when she lands. Oh, that's the no. I think that's the CR1. CR1, that's the spousal visa, immigrant visa. So when she lands in the States, she will get her green card right away in the mailbox, which is good. Is it true free of charge yung COVID testing? Yes, ang as far as I know, COVID testing in Cebu is free. Free sila dun. They are free. Swab test upon arrival is free. I am applying for spouse visa. Hey Mike, have they resumed visa application already with USCIS? Have they resumed? Because I know US Embassy in Manila has not resumed yet. Or very limited on what they process. IATF po talaga masusunod. May travel po ba ang Middle East going to Manila this July? What's new protocol now about OFWs from Abu Dhabi? OFWs, the same pa rin. 10 days quarantine. Sa July flight schedule, wala pa po tayong July flight schedule because usually magpo-post yan 3 days before magbagong buwan. So, maybe next week daw be? Let me see. Yeah, mga next week pa yan, around 28 to 29th, na magpo-post sila for flight schedule. So, yes, ang alam ko, free siya lahat. Ang alam ko, Hazel, free. Yung you can confirm that with, Mactan Airport. Kasi pwede mo silang matawagan. Kasi sabi, all arriving Filipino passengers shall be swabbed upon arrival free of charge. While permitted foreign nationals shall shoulder the cost of test at 901 pesos. Mura na rin. Kasi usually the swab testing is 4,000. But all arriving, that includes probably your son, kasi dual, mga Pinoy yun. So, all Filipino passengers, free of charge upon arrival. Tsaka yung mga foreign daw, baka kasali na si Habi doon sa free. Kasi kasama kanya nag-umuwi. Sayang din yun, 4 times, Correct, that way she has all same rights and liberty as I do. Her first question to me is, once she arrives, how fast she can get a job. So I went through about 5 attorneys before I find one I like to get. When she gets a green card, she can actually work. She can actually work right away. But I'm not sure if when they're applying for immigrant, the spousal visa, when you become an immigrant right away in the States, that you get your green card right away. She still needs to go to Social Security office to apply for Social Security card, or that's automatic when she gets her green card.
She'll still need to go and get her Social Security card.
Yeah, before she can work, she needs to have the Social Security
But
number.
unlike yours, it won't say
Yeah,
eligible for work.
I know. How can I apply extension of my stay in Philippines if I want to stay more than 30 days? Bureau of Immigration. You apply it at the Bureau of Immigration. As far as I know, they resume. But it will take a while due to the COVID mess and the border mess. Yeah, I've heard about this border control over there. I also used Visa Coach years ago for a K1 and everything went smooth. That's cool. That's really cool. Yeah, that's what she wants to do, but I asked her to wait at least a month or so. Yes, make sure it's better for her to adjust the life in a different country first. But having a job too will work. I did get a receipt from, okay, that's good. If you got a receipt from USCIS, meaning they are already processing. But right now they have limited personnel, so like you said, it might take a while. But that's good if you have already received a receipt from USCIS. Usually before, during our time, spousal visa takes 6 months the least. Because my visa got approved so quick. I was on a fiance visa. We applied for April. We got approved in June. My interview was in August because it took a while for the interview because of course you have to wait for the paperwork coming from the US forwarded to the US Embassy in Manila. Then of course you have to schedule your interview also. So I was approved in June, but my paperwork finally got to the US Embassy in Manila in July. But by the time I called, July slots are full already. So I was able to get August schedule for interview, and first week of September I was on my way to the States. So we have 20 more minutes before we wrap this up. 20 more minutes, guys. If you have more questions, please don't hesitate to post it. K1 visa is faster than spousal. Yes, mine was quick. Mine was quick. But my advice to those applying for a visa, I would go for spousal. My husband did not want to wait that long. So he went for a fiancé visa. And it worked out well for us too. Ma'am, sana po mag-live po kayo next week about July 6 flight. Hirap po kasi ngayon dito sa Abu Dhabi. Nag-book po kami Qatar Airways. Wala pa daw po email kung canceled flights. Pwede nyo pong i-check yan flight status sa Qatar Airways. Flight status for Qatar Airways. Pwede nyo yang i-check kung tuloy yung flight nyo. Meron naman po. Pwede nyo siyang ma-check sa website nila. Ang kailangan yan nila is, wait, pinupull up ko yung yung Qatar Airways. Pwede nyo naman po yung i-check. Ganito po, wait, i-share ko ha. Slow rock. I-share ko yung screen ko. Dito nyo po i-check. Kasi lalabas yan confirm. Lalabas yan confirm. Kung yan, ganyan po. Ganyan po, i-check nyo yung flight status. Ilagay nyo po yung flight number, saan papunta, ano po yung date. Para ma-check nyo po siya. Kasi lalabas naman po yan, kung confirm yung flight, ganyan po siya mag-check. Ililive ko po yung link kung paano po siya i-check. How do you see the future on 9A holders? Do you think the exemption letter are going to be a disappointment to a lot of people? To be honest, James, I don't understand to why they do the entry exemption document, because that was not really required before. But the good thing about it, SRRV visa holders, this is the retirees visa, they were also required for an entry exemption document along with the 9A visa. And just this month, they have lifted that. SRRV visa doesn't require any entry exemption document. And I'm really hoping that 9A visa would follow, because they have removed that entry exemption document for SRRV visa holder. So 9A visa might be next. We don't know when, but that's really a good indication that they are headed to that direction. Because if they did not really have plans to remove it, they won't. The SRRV visa holder would still have to have that entry exemption document. And I'm really hoping they would do the same with 9A visa holders. Do you know if there's a list of hotels where husband and wife can quarantine in the same hotel room? Henry, I have uploaded a video on that. For hotels that couples can stay in one room, for hotels that has a full board meal, just look for it in our travel update. It's titled recommended quarantine hotels with affordable rates, with mini kitchen, food deliveries, family room, couple room, and all that. So it's in our travel update videos. I have posted that May the 31st. So, and I have checked, and until now, they are still doing the same rule on those hotel. Salamat po, you're welcome. I'm a 9A visa holder now. I am waiting forever for entries. Rick, have you applied for it? Can you share your experience if you have applied for the entry exemption? Because I have talked to a Filipina on what she did with entry exemption document for her husband because they need to have that for new 9A visa applicants. For those with 9A visa already, you just need the entry exemption. Good morning from California. Hello, Rick Prada. Thank you. We will be traveling from Los Angeles soon. Yay! You're very welcome. So just check our travel update. I have hotels listed there that allows couples and all that stuff. So we have 15 more minutes. Yes, I have applied with Philippine Consulate in Los Angeles. So they don't have an update for it yet. That did they what document did you send for your, if you don't mind, what documents did you send for entry exemption, so we can also use this as reference with everybody who's also what do you call this, applying for the entry exemption document. So 15 more minutes, guys, if you still have question. Yes, they told me send application to Manila and for me to wait. So you have submitted everything and now they have forwarded it in Manila. That's correct. I just go, Lord. They don't process documents here so quickly. Because with my husband, we are on the process of applying for his 13A visa. This is the resident card. Oh my God, it takes the NBI clearance is taking forever. They said that it would took a month. This is over a month and there is no update to that yet. I am getting ready to go to their office one of these days to check because it might be there already, because I was live one time and somebody told me check their office because most of the time they will not contact you if it's already there. It might be there already. So I sent it on May 24th. So this is, that's almost a month already. What about Green Lane? Oh my God. Green Lane. Unfortunately, there is still no update on Green Lane. I have talked that about that. I'm a dual citizen. My wife is not. I believe she does not need a visa anymore. Can we book a return flight 6 months later? Can we stay for 6 months? Yes, if your wife is traveling with you, she doesn't need a visa and she will be granted 1 year visa free in the States. In the States, in the Philippines. So you guys can definitely stay for 6 months in the Philippines because her visa will be 1 year. Just like my husband, he was granted 1 year visa here in the Philippines. So he's what, on your what, 11th month already here? Mm. His visa is about to expire and I need that NBI clearance so we can go ahead and apply for his permanent resident over here. But that's taking forever too. Great, thanks. Just make sure that you bring your marriage. Sorry guys, I got kicked out. But Henry, just make sure to bring your marriage certificate. If you are guys are flying with your kids, make sure to bring the birth certificate of your kids. So we have 10 more minutes. We could, before we wrap this up. 10 more minutes, then we will end this live. If you have more questions, I'm happy to answer them. And thank you so much to all those who asked their questions, and hopefully I am able to answer those inquiries for you guys. Maraming salamat. It sounds like the Philippines is no hurry to process paperwork for people. Yeah, I can totally agree on that. I don't know why. It's kind of like it's almost like this is their way of saying no, we don't want anybody else yet over here but the locals. They're probably saying it nicely by giving this, my god, do or die documents that it's hard to secure, hard to submit. Entry exempt entry. This is what Ricky Prada, to all those 9A visa holders, this is what he sent. Letter request from foreign national with your affixed signature, copy of foreign passport, copy of proof of affiliation, birth certificate, marriage certificate. So this is all what you sent, Rick, for your exemption. I have already gave up on coming there. I'm going to Thailand instead. It looks like Philippines just they can't get it together. I know. I can't blame you, Bobby. Copy of 9A visa if already issued. Copy of Philippine passport of Filipino spouse, child, and I need to know. I need to list that, Rick. I need to list that, and I need to write that down so I can know. I need to write it down so I can use it as reference. Wait a minute, guys. I'm gonna be writing letter of letter request from foreign national. Would be nice if you have a Rick, if you have a sample, uh copy of. I will just take a picture of it. I will take a picture of it so I can use it as reference. Rick, I will take a picture of it so I can use it as reference. Hi, in your opinion, do you think foreigners will be able to enter the Philippines in December? My husband actually said his prediction the Philippines will open by December. It's kind of doable because that's what that's what was discussed during the Senate hearing, that they really need to be ready for the influx of travelers to the Philippines December time. They need to have a plan already for that because we all know Filipinos celebrate holidays here in the Philippines. So December is looking good, but we'll never know. You cannot take my word for it that yes, December the Philippines will open. But that's what he predicts, that the Philippines will open in this might open in December. How is local travel? We want to visit Bohol and Coron again. Are there additional requirements? Actually, some resorts and tourist destinations here in the Philippines are open now for local tourists. Of course, they have requirements. I have actually made a video on that. I will be uploading it for domestic travels to the Philippines on what they require. PCR test, no quarantine. They only require quarantine for returning residents, but for local tourists, they have different requirements for it. Proof that Filipino is already or residing the immigration entry stamp of Filipino passport. Oh wait, I will take a picture of that again. That way I can. Yon. School records. Oh, he's got more. School record certificate and current photo holding local Philippine newspaper. Wow, you have selfie pa? I will. Rick, can you please Can you please update me when your 9A visa and entry exemption document is approved? Please message me on our Facebook page on the Eton Squad, Facebook page Eton Squad. I would love to hear from you when your 9A visa gets approved and your entry exemption document gets issued, because I have all that requirements that you submitted, and I would love to hear for somebody who successfully secured the 9A visa and the entry exemption document, so we can make a video as reference to those who are planning to visit the Philippines, especially foreign spouses that wants to visit their family in the Philippines that requires a 9A visa and an entry exemption document. I got this from the Philippine Consulate, Los Angeles. Thank you so much. We are in Germany. We plan in October to go to Philippines. Hope until that time no more quarantine. Except my kids below 6, all we are vaccinated. We're really hoping to, George. I'm really hoping that the Philippines will open soon. Sure will do. Thank you so much, Rick. Maraming salamat. Don't think December will be open for tourists to be in the Philippines, as the vaccination is still less than 5%, and not to mention those living in the mountain areas. That could be considered too. According to the Philippines DOH, herd immunity should be reached by September, October, which will give transportation department a lot more freedom. That is true. That's what I've heard their goal is, to reach the community herd by September and October, especially that there are more vaccinations coming into the country already. A lot more countries have donated. Actually, the US have donated Pfizer COVID-19 vaccine 2.2 million doses. So that's really good, and there's a lot of Filipinos who's going to be vaccinated by it. As of right now, the vaccination rollout now goes to A4. These are these categories belongs to retail, commerce, commercial industries and stuff like fast food chain, those people that uh, gets acquainted with people on a daily basis, retail store and all that. So that is the current vaccination rollout here in the Philippines. And hopefully when that gets done, then I think they will move to the community, because that's the last priority, the community. So they have their first priorities were frontliners, the second were senior citizens, the third were illnesses, the fourth are A4, the retail, and that. Then after that category, that should be the community already. So we are hoping we get there. More power to you. So just like us, we are on the retail store, but we have to be cautious to in choosing the vaccination that we get, because we specifically travel to the US, and I've heard that if you get vaccinated with vaccines coming from China, the US doesn't recognize that. So we are more careful on choosing our vaccines, making sure that we got the right one that would allow us to travel back and forth to the US. So we have 2 minutes. 2 minutes, guys, and we can wrap this up. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. So next Sunday, I will go back to my regular time. That is morning time in the Philippines, around 11 o'clock in the morning. That's 10 o'clock Central Time, 11 o'clock in the evening, Eastern Time. Then hopefully we can schedule the LDR discussion again. On Sunday, I am inviting all LDR couples if you want to join us, sharing stories, kilig moments, tips on successful LDR. That's a fun episode. We had fun on our first ever episode, and uh we a lot has requested that we will do part 2, and we will definitely give it to you. So I will be posting, keep an eye on the announcement in our community board. in YouTube. So I thank you guys so much. Thank you guys so much for joining me in tonight. Like I said, if you have questions, you need answers right away, you can get a hold of me on our Facebook page, the Eaton Squad, and our Instagram account, the Eaton Squad. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. I hope to see you guys on our next travel update. Please stay safe, stay healthy, and God bless everyone. See you soon. Maraming salamat. Thank you so much. Yes, my husband will join the LDR talk again. We will host the LDR talk together. So, thank you so much, guys. Ingat po kayong lahat. God bless. Doon sa mga naka-quarantine, enjoy. Uh, kaya nyo yan. And to those who have future flights to the Philippines, safe travels, everyone. God bless us all. Maraming salamat. Thank you and good night. Bye.